Welcome back to Thrani. I'm Joe B. Today we'll go over 3 essential dynamic balance drills for Parkinson's disease in order to prevent falls. What do you say? Let's dive in. So, Parkinson's disease. Most of the time, these patients will have lower extremity incoordination as well as unsteadiness due to a shuffling gait. Unfortunately, that shuffling gait can disrupt your dynamic balance, which is your balance from walking from point A to point B. Such disruption can basically result to a potential fall. That being said, the following exercises are supposed to allow you to keep up with the shuffling gait. In that way, your center of gravity don't go too far forward and you don't fall. A few things to consider. In order for the patient to safely perform these exercises, this should be done in a wall corner with the chair right in front. In that way, if the patient loses his or her balance backwards or sideways, then the wall can catch the patient. If the patient loses the balance forward, then the patient can reach out to the chair. The forward leans is in such a way that the patient is positioned standing with 2 to 4 inch base of support or with feet close together. From this particular position, the patient is instructed to lean as far forward as able until both heels starts to come off the floor. Once it does, the position is held for 6 seconds initially for 3 to 5 reps. It can be progressed to position holds as long as tolerated. This particular exercise is to improve ankle plantar flexor and hip extensor synergy. For the backward leans, the position of the patient will be the same, but this time, the patient leans as far backward as able until both toes starts to come off the floor. Once it does, the position is held for 6 seconds for 3 to 5 reps, and it can be progressed to position held as long as tolerated. For this particular exercise, you want to cue your patient to avoid leaning backwards in such a way that your patient is bending on the waist backwards. Same thing when leaning forward. You don't want them to bend on their waist. For the lateral lean to the right or to the left, the position of the patient will be standing 2 to 4 inches in base of support. Left shoulder is abducted 90 degrees or as tolerated if challenging left reactive balance. The right shoulder is abducted 90 degrees or as tolerated if the right reactive balance is being challenged. The patient leans as far to the left as able until the right heel starts to come off the floor. If that happens, the position is held for 6 seconds for 3 to 5 reps, and it can be progressed in terms of hold times. Then the same process is repeated towards the right side. The other benefits of these exercises is that it also allows you to improve your lower extremity coordination and footwork. In that way, if you do drift from the midline and lose your balance sideways, then at least you'll be able to catch yourself quickly. So again, you don't fall. For these exercises, you are going to need an agility ladder, which you can actually purchase online. The position of the patient here will be standing, facing the floor ladder in such a way that the right foot is facing the first square. From this particular position, the technique is that the left foot is stepped forward and inward while the right foot follows on to the next square. The sequence is repeated up to the end of the ladder. For the backward carioca, the position of the patient will be in such a way that still the right foot will be in the first square. The left foot now is stepped backward and inward while the right foot follows on its side. Both feet are then stepped back into the square and the process is repeated up to the end of the ladder. Once the forward carioca and backward carioca is performed, then the patient can combine both carioca activities in such a way that the left foot is stepped backward and inward while the right foot follows on its side. Then the left foot is then stepped forward and inward into the next square, followed by the right foot on its side. The sequence is repeated until the end of the ladder is reached. Then the process is repeated leading with the right foot. All of these exercises should be performed for 5 rounds. To and from is 1 round. If the patient has balance issues and has had loss of balances or multiple falls, it's important that this exercise is done in an enclosed space or in such a way that a stable object is present to hold on to. So if you are more curious about how to further improve the speed of your stepping responses in order to prevent falls, well, watch this next video. So you can add that to your repertoire. If you like this video, please like, share, and comment. And for more therapy animations, please subscribe to Therani.